everyone, and welcome back to Frigiphobia, the Neon Goblin playthrough of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden. My name is Morgan. I will be your DM for this evening, and I'm joined by these beautiful goblins. Welcome back, goblins. So excited to throw another test at you this evening. We'll just go through the roster real quick for anyone joining us for the first time. Playing our goblin sorcerer bard Osborne is James.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Playing our Shatterkai Ranger Zadrin is Prescott.
Hello.
Playing our human paladin Wilhelm is Alden.
Hello.
Playing our changeling fighter Rayston is Cavan.
Hello.
Playing our fire genasi artificer Vulcan is Griffin.
Yo.
Our dragonborn druid Gran is played by Kristen.
Howdy.
And we have, I'm not going to introduce you as a guest anymore. You are part of this team. Playing Velen Harpel, the human wizard, we have Devin. Hi, Devin.
Howdy.
Thanks for joining tonight, guys, and thank you for joining chat. Before we dive in tonight, we of course want to thank our returning sponsor for the series, Roll20. For anyone who has not recently checked out Roll20, I'll give you a rundown of what they do. They make the system-agnostic virtual tabletop that we implement for all of our streamed games here at Neon Goblin. That tabletop comes fully outfitted at all membership tiers with different assets and suite packages that make your online game just as immersive and engaging as the games you're used to running at home. Additionally, if you are a pro subscriber to their membership, you get a free asset suite each month that can include everything from token packs to dynamic lighting effects and tabletop maps. Additionally, this month is Evil Hat Month over at Roll20, which means they are partnering with Evil Hat Productions to have a ton of goodies for you to check out. Those include a free monthly starter mystery game that you can run on Roll20, panels that you can view from Evil Hat creators, different GM-led demos on how to use the different assets and tools on Roll20, community games on the LFG tool, and tons of huge discounts over on the Roll20 marketplace. So to learn more, make sure you head on over to roll20.net and check them out on Twitter at Roll20app. Roll20, thank you so much for your continued support. So excited to see everything coming out this month. Personally loving it. Also, one last word of business before we jump into the recap for tonight is the reminder that Icewind Dale is written as a horror adventure. There may be times during gameplay that you find a little bit uncomfortable as a viewer. We strongly encourage you to take those moments away from the stream to allow the events to progress and rejoin us at a time that is more comfortable for you. Players, of course, be reminded that y'all also have the autonomy to stop gameplay at any time if the events unfolding prove challenging or unenjoyable. Now, speaking of challenging, unenjoyable events that the party is faced with, who would like to give us a recap of last week's session and what you were faced with? Kristen, did I see your hand? It's been so long since we had a recap from you.
I know. I've been out of the game for a minute, but I'm back to my note-taking self. Happy, healthy. Okay. So, for episode 37, and that is with the ones that I missed. I count even with that.
Just the episode number and everything. Wow.
Yeah. We walk down the stairs, and a walrus the size of a whale just at the bottom. He is friendly. He is carefree. He is what we all really wish we could be at this time.
Yeah, I still want to ride that walrus.
Immediately, he knows that we are after Ariel's treasure, but he kind of just lets it be. He's there to have a good time and enjoy the elements while I guess he's kind of there to guard. It's really unclear if he really has a job, but either way, we start to walk through one of the doors, and as we're on the way there, we kind of realize that there might be a little bit more to this than we thought. There's clearly like it is a snowflake pattern, which we found out later, but there were carvings on the doors that we thought it could potentially be a puzzle. So we all kind of leave and start looking through all of the different doors, And we do realize that this is kind of like a trial, and it's one large puzzle that Ariel is trying to use in order to disguise her treasure. And so the 4 tests that we have is cruelty, endurance, isolation, and preservation that we're looking at. The party starts with preservation as the door we decided to go down first. So we are kind of teleported, I guess, to an alternate plane temporarily, where there are dozens of corpses buried in the snowdrift. We hear vultures picking at bodies, and as we're walking through this cold, icy snowdrift, we also hear a small child that is whimpering in a tent. She is once Gran and Eraston actually end up both going into the tent, and we find out that she is the last one of her clan from the wolf tribe. As we're trying to talk to the child, I didn't write down their name, I just said the sadist. And I'm
accurate.
He doesn't need a name on this recap. Pretty evil guy.
Murderer chump.
Yes,
Yeah.
murderer sadist comes, and he tries to clear out the last of the existing tribe, which in this case is the child. So when he comes in, we all band together and try to attack. Gran is specifically trying to fortify the child, calm the child during this entire process with the existing trauma that they've already endured. And then we are able to murder the sadist murderer. So, yeah, circle of life. And after that, we send the child off as a dire wolf comes and picks up the child, whom I think an uncle, she said, from a neighboring village is aware of that dire wolf. So we give her a pelt and a crossbow and a couple rations of food and tell her good luck until I think we're teleported right back to where the walrus is. And that was pretty dramatic, emotional session.
Yep. Very well done. The child and the individual who is seeking to eliminate the last member of that clan, you would recognize both as being members of different sister tribes from the Wolf clan. They are Rigid Glacier nomads, which are primarily comprised of hunters, druids. A few of them are fighters or gladiators that defend their tribe. But you would know that it wasn't necessarily another plane. You were just teleported elsewhere in Icewind Dale for the sake of that trial. The walrus did confirm that she is supposed to be guarding this lower level, but who has time for that? She can't be bothered. She's currently enjoying the time of her life, slipping and sliding across the massive icy rink that is in the center of the snowflake-shaped chamber that makes up this lower level of Grimskaya. You did check out this northernmost passage off the main chamber and discovered written dwarvish runes that explain this is the resting place of Vasaviken, who someone identified as being a famed giantess warlord from the prior days of Icewind Dale. The 4 subsidiary passages off the east and west sides of the tower were indeed identified as having the trial names upon each door. These smaller alcoves off the main chamber didn't really seem to have anything of consequence. The southernmost door is the one that once your party approached and someone touched it, you all could hear a voice echoing, claiming that no one would gain passage here without first completing the trials of the Frost Maiden. And that is when you sought out the trial of preservation first, performed the actions that you described, unsure what the result of the trial is, but you all made it back alive, and now return to this cold, cavernous interior of the Fortress of Grimskaya. So, party, as you return, what would you like to do?
Should we go through another door, or
The first thing that
Yeah.
Ryston does is she checks her pack for the crossbow.
The crossbow that you had handed to the child?
Right, because if it's a big illusion, then Ryston should still have the crossbow. Whereas if the events are real, to whatever extent, then the crossbow will be gone.
Yeah, that tracks. The crossbow is not there.
Oh,
All right.
God, no.
Yeah.
That means these tears are real, too.
Don't do any. All right, everyone. Try not to do anything that you can't morally justify, because all of that stuff is real. And, yeah, that's not the answer I wanted to hear, given that I'm pretty sure Auril is evil, but, well...
Yeah, and one trial's named Cruelty.
Yeah, that was kind of the point of
We're gonna do that one
the
last,
test.
I think.
I kind of want to get it out of the way.
You wanna
Yeah,
get
that
out
one
of the
or
way?
Endurance. Endurance might be one of the more difficult ones to like survive and use up a lot of materials.
Endurance creeps me out.
Yeah, Cruelty creeps
Oh,
me out.
isolation is not better though. I would go.
I don't
endurance
want
over
to do any of them. All right, I
Yeah.
don't want to do any of
Well,
them. I
nobody
want to
wants
lead.
do any. I don't think any of us want.
Gran has something to say.
I believe for the spellcasters in the party, it might be best we get endurance out of the way. Yes.
I think endurance would be simple.
Do you think that walrus is real?
Yes.
If everything was real, then the walrus is definitely super real.
Yeah, but is it actually a walrus?
Oh.
I'd wager so, yes.
I'll do a nature check.
Okay. Well, she
and
thinks it's a
determine
walrus.
the
Yeah.
walrus.
I don't know.
Just
It can
waylay.
talk to us,
Oz-
so that's pretty weird. You know?
Maybe if I rode around on it, I could tell.
Oh, okay. Now it's all making
Oh, the
sense.
walrus is
Okay.
so nice.
Okay.
The walrus is so nice. You don't want to.
You know, Osborne, you could turn me into a walrus and ride me around.
Well, I really need to save that spell slot, for endurance. But
Yeah.
So, do we...
otherwise,
I'm
yeah,
trying-
totally.
I'm gonna lay my
Endurance,
cards on the
or-
table. I was just
Yeah.
trying to avoid what I'm sure would be one of the most awkward interactions of my entire life. So,
He's a pretty friendly walrus.
I
Maybe you should
mean-
just
yeah,
ask her.
go
Yeah.
ask the walrus if you can ride it around the room.
Oh,
It's
I would-
fine.
I would
Yeah.
hate that if I
Should
were
I
a
do
walrus.
No,
I wouldn't like that.
no,
No,
you shouldn't do
that's-
that.
I mean, I will
Respect
ask
the
for
personal space of
consent.
the,
It's not like
yeah.
I'm just going to jump on her back. Excuse me,
Yes.
Miss Walrus.
Yes.
You look like
She
you're having a
kinda
great.
slides to a stop.
You're having a great time.
Everyone has to keep themselves entertained down here.
Agreed. Would it be all? Do you think it would be all right if I? I'm not very big.
She kind of
Yeah.
peers down at you and tilts her head.
Do you think it'd be all right if I jumped on your back for a couple of turns around the room?
If you think you can manage, little one.
If I can't, it'll be funny, right?
She was already mid-turn getting ready to slide off again, but now kind of like splays a little bit flatter. She's still like the size of a school bus, so it's gonna take some effort to get up on her back, but yeah, you can definitely try.
Nobody help him.
Do I need to roll something?
Yeah. I would say you can give me acrobatics or athletics.
I think acrobatics is gonna be. Of course, this is where I roll a 14, so that's an 18 total.
18. It's definitely difficult. Her really thick, blubbery hide is kind of slick from just this layer of frosty rime that covers all of her. But you're able to sort of sidle over and, without really paying attention to where you're stepping, put one of your tiny goblin feet on the end of her back flipper. And she kind of does the little SeaWorld thing and flips it up, and you feel yourself vaulted. And with that check, you're able to situate yourself on her back without sliding off to either side. She gives a walrusy grunt of enjoyment and entertainment, and then you feel her tense and then push, and you are rocketed across the massive icy chamber towards the far wall.
I'll just settle in between a couple of rumples, I think, and
Yeah, Osborne is now slipping and sliding along on the back of a giant awakened walrus.
So we call it a short rest. Everyone.
does it smell like a walrus?
Yeah, a little.
Is there?
I don't know if Osborne would have smelled a walrus.
Well,
before.
no, but I think everybody kind of has an idea what a walrus smells like. You know what I mean?
A little gamey,
Right.
a little like sea, the ocean. Yeah.
They smell bad.
Do they?
Is there anything that
Oh,
would?
yeah, like
Is there anything that would lead that would give Osborne any inkling that it is not an actual walrus?
Give me an insight check or an arcana check, whatever you prefer.
Oh boy, that was specific. Okay.
Or whatever you think is more fitting for what Osborne's looking for.
You know, Arcana I have is actually higher, so I'm gonna go with that. Okay, that is also a 14. Well, that's 14 total.
Much like Engajuk, despite how marvelous a creature he was still just a sperm whale. This creature too is still just a walrus. The awakened spell that is used on such creatures to grant them this kind of intelligence and capability to communicate tends to extend their life a little bit and definitely gives the obvious impression that there's something unnatural at play. But at the core of her essence, she is still just a walrus who is enjoying slipping and sliding around.
That's so wholesome.
A lot of druids following the Frost.
It's wholesome.
Mm-hmm.
So are we doing a short rest or?
that would not help me, but sure.
It wouldn't help me either.
No,
I've got a
not
couple
really.
abilities that would restock.
I mean, if you want to
I would
sit
not
out
like one.
like a trial and take a short rest, while
That's
the rest of us keep
obviously
going.
not going to be a thing I want to do.
I'm probably okay.
I mean, you come in after us.
Let's just go. Let's all go do this next one.
We're not going to wait 1 hour. That's
All right, yeah, if you want to.
Oh,
wait.
you can wait. What? Yeah, and then we can go, and then you can come in when you're done.
what's with the urgency. We
I mean, I
took
could-
an 8-hour nap upstairs.
I mean,
like,
I could do this for an hour.
What?
I
I mean, I'm just
was
saying,
about
like,
to
what
ask the
if
group.
this is time sensitive?
What-
Like, what if
what
we
if
have to
it's
do
time
preservation
sensitive?
again?
I feel like they would have told us if it was.
Kristen,
You're like. Oh, go ahead.
there is a whisper for you in roll 20.
Uh-oh.
We heard a voice in our heads, and it didn't say you have such and such time. It just said you got to complete the trial before you go in the door. We've completed one. You can't take that away.
Do one.
So I can't. Did you guys stop arguing?
And I just point up so that you can see the very small cracks in the walls and the ceiling that are forming.
It is.
They
time
just look
sensitive.
like cracks. There's nothing actively like extending across the surfaces. But Zadrin, with your passive perception, as she points those out, you would realize those were not there before.
Ooh. Yeah, this might be time sensitive.
Cool.
While y'all are arguing real quick, I'm going to go real quickly and touch the other door
Oh,
that has the, because we know this door on the bottom, the south door, is trials. We don't know what the other door on the north that has not been recently carved up by Auril is about, other
Ooh.
than,
Well, it's
Yeah.
the resting
Wait.
place of Vasa Kick.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you.
Well, yeah. I want to make sure it's not defiled and it hasn't
Okay,
been
cool.
corrupted. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Raven Queen.
Going up to that door, you see the same Dwarvish script that you were previously able to translate to being the Vasavican clan battle cry.
Kick. That's
Mm-hmm.
As you touch the door, you don't see any reaction, you don't hear anything. But give me a perception check.
Okay.
You notice something off when you touch the door. Let's see if you can pinpoint what it is.
I can't. I rolled a 3, so a 9.
There is still a party inspiration out there, and by the way, Graham, you got one for the recap.
And I still have one for answering one of your questions really early on, being the first
That is
answer.
true.
So I'll use that one instead of the party.
Okay.
Let's use the wooden dice. That was a 2.
Oh,
So that's 8.
Oh, so what was your highest?
Ellen.
9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say something catches your attention down near the bottom of the door, but as you look, kind of crouch to inspect it, nothing stands out to you.
I'll say a quick prayer to the Raven Queen, just like make sure this resting place is still safe.
As you do that,
and then I will like just real quickly make sure.
As you're saying this prayer and lifting your hand to rest upon the door, you let your eyes sort of half-lidded glance upwards, and every surface in this tower that has been undisturbed has been coated in this thin sheen of ice. And as you register the faintest bit of reflection of yourself crouched in front of this door, you see the towering, black-robed female personage standing behind you with the porcelain mask of unexpressive features, the pitch black voids that take the place of eyes staring very pointedly at this door, and you feel your hackles sort of stand on end.
Ooh. I don't think the spirit's at rest in this tomb. I'll say it loud to the people behind me.
Wilhelm, who's been keeping an eye on you, is like, a spirit that needs to be quieted? That's our job, my friend.
I mean, add it to the to-do list, I guess.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to see is like what might be more pressing, what might be awaiting us.
It looks fun. I wish I was smaller.
Back away from the door and let everyone know what I saw with the Raven Queen behind me looking pointedly at the door like I had a new mission. Can I get like insight check to kind of see if it was like intently like I better take care of this as one of her messengers, or
you wouldn't really need a check. You're familiar enough with your deity and her method of communication. There is something behind that door she wants you to address, whatever it may be.
All right. So I think we should take care of this door before considering the trials, just to make sure this place will hold up. Because the trials might take a while. And I don't know. I think we should take care of this first.
Or we leave it and we get the treasure and get the hell out of here.
Bingo.
Do you know that that's what's causing the tower to get weaker?
No idea, but if this tower falls in that, I could probably pretty sure that then whatever is not at rest there will be unleashed. This giant test warrior might be unleashed on and be a new enemy that we might have to face for 10 towns and the surrounding area.
Since we're talking about it, can I investigate the door?
Sure, give me an investigation check.
And I'll point out to Valenda's like, is something at the bottom really seemed weird? Since that's all I could pick up with my perception check.
Well,
I'll say you can roll an
awesome.
advantage then with that direction.
Well, didn't need it, but 27.
27. Okay.
Natural 19.
A little less caught up with the mystique of the situation and looking more at the practicality of what's in front of you. Velen, you notice that the ice buildup on the doors is split down the middle, as if they were recently opened or closed. Glancing towards the bottom of the door, you also see just the thinnest strip of a gap at the bottom and can see very diffused light, like it's likely coming from a further removed source, but you notice something pass in front of the light as you're watching.
Just like no idea what it was, but clearly like a figure of some kind moving or object.
Yeah. Classic horror movie style, see something just break the plane of light.
I'll relay that to the group, and pretty much, I think that there's like something we got to fight, more or less. Like I feel like that backs up what he saw, in my opinion.
Okay.
Uh,
That's behind the door.
Osborne. At this point, Ukuma sort of slides to a stop in the middle of the chamber, heading towards where your allies are investigating this passageway. And she kind of cranes what neck a walrus has to glance back over her blubbery shoulder at you. Fun times beyond that door. Certainly a challenge, but something to make it worth your while. Or at least maybe his. And she gives a pointed look at Wilhelm.
Oh, really?
Hearing just the walrus speak again just reminds me that it's been here for a while, guarding this place. So I'll come like jogging out and be like, excuse me, can you tell us what you know about what's lying behind that door?
Oh, well, it's not a what.
If you could be so
it's a
kind.
who.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming it's the unrestful spirit or body of the giantess warrior.
There is restless spirits. There
Okay,
is
plural.
the body of a giantess warlord. There's treasure. Just depends what kind of thing you're interested in, I suppose.
Making sure those that need to go to rest go to rest.
I'm sorry, is your name Akuma? You
It
know,
is, yes. What?
that man you just pointed out over there is my very best friend on this whole planet, other than you, of course.
Rayston looks hurt.
If we go through that door, is he going to be in great danger?
Anyone who goes through that door will be in danger.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the ride.
You're welcome. Are we finished?
Can we do it again sometime?
Well, that depends if you survive. She kind of
also-
rolls over to let you slide off.
Oh, he's so very nice.
Also, Akuma, did you notice what caused the cracks in the ceiling?
Well, this place has been long destined to fall to rubble, but the certain evil will was holding things together. Something tells me you already know why those cracks are spreading.
Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like we need to decide what we want to take care of quickly, and then have time for the rest of it.
I have alternative to suggest, just sort of based on accumulated evidence. This is the base of the tower, yes? Basement.
Yes.
Climb down some stairs to get here.
Yes.
There are cracks forming in the ceiling of it.
Go on.
It may be that we don't have to pass the trials. We can just wait for the place to fall apart and then grab the book.
It's not how.
I'm not suggesting we do that because it's obviously iffy. You know, it's a gamble, but hey, in case we fail, it's just a thought.
Yeah, and remember how much effort it takes us to open a door here.
Also, I do want to point out that you guys said we shouldn't take a short rest, but if we fuck around for like another 15 minutes, we will have essentially had one. I've been kicking it. So.
Wilhelm,
Yes.
what comes after thrice? It goes once, twice, thrice, and then what?
Quints? Yeah, quints.
That'd be 5, wouldn't it?
Yes, I don't know.
What's
I
4?
don't know.
Force?
So, can I say that while this is happening, do I remember how, is it past 100 feet before we get to like the nearest entrance or whatever? I guess like the front door. Are we like farther than that? Farther away from that than 100 feet?
Yeah.
Is it like a crazy amount?
Let's see. Keeping in mind that each of these squares is 10 feet, you're looking at about 200 feet.
Okay.
But if you're asking for the purpose of your familiar, it's just in a
Yes.
straight line. What I'm advising would be like travel.
Okay. This is for familiar
Distance.
purposes.
If it were at the entrance of the tower and you were directly below it, it would be less than 100 feet.
Okay. I don't know if this is how this would necessarily work, but if we're like, I'll say like what Valen's been doing while they've been shooting the ship, more or less, figuring out what we need to do, is if I have to like move like slightly up the tower to make this happen or whatever, I want to let the familiar get to outside just to see what time of day it is. And I have keen mind, so like I should be able to like more or less calculate how long we've been here. I don't know what role this would be, but I want to see if I can guess if time passed while we were doing the trial or not.
Ooh, okay. Well, yeah, with the keen mind feat, you would be able to tell that most of what's been going on recently has been unfolding during the night and then into the wee hours of the morning, because it was just after nightfall that you began the fight with the rock on the roof. So at this point, you would be pressing into the early morning hours, like between 2 and 3, sending your familiar up to check and referencing your keen mind feat. You're roughly in that general area. It's hard to get a beat down here, but it seems that the amount of time that passed in the trial seems commiserate with what's passed here.
Okay. Just to confirm or deny a suspicion that we might be like out of time out of present time when we were doing that.
Just
So
as a reminder, though, start to finish, the trial of preservation was no more than maybe half an hour. So it's not a significant difference.
I'm starting to realize why this walrus is just flopping about. I don't think she sees it as a real threat to get this treasure.
Yeah, well,
I think the
would
walrus
still-
has the right idea, personally.
Well,
If no one's making you do something, just chill.
once,
My vote is
twice. How many times have you been slain, Wilhelm?
my
Twice.
vote is
So I can still be thrice and it'll still sound good.
All right. Well, the walrus told me if we go through that door, you might very well be thrice slain.
It still rhymes. Let's go.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, so
Was your vote there, Gran?
the endurance trial. I think I would like to try one more before we go in your area, Prescott.
why don't we just split? Why don't we just take one
Oh, that's a great
of us
idea.
to do the
Oh,
trial?
you
Love
never
it.
split the
Love
party
it.
ever.
Love that
let
idea.
me talk, please.
No.
May I have the floor?
You had a bad idea.
It is a
You don't
bad
deserve the
plan
floor.
and good night.
You
I
stick
love it.
together through this. Stick and
Wilhelm takes a piece of paper, rolls it into a dunce cap,
You
and
see,
places
Vulcan,
it on your head.
you see,
And
Vulcan,
it burns up
Osborne
immediately because you're made
said
of
he
fire.
loved your idea. Osborne said that about your idea.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
Devin,
Wow.
the DM,
Rex.
desperately
So
wants the party
that
to
was
split
good.
up.
That was a good idea. He don't discount him either.
I think
Him
it was a
or
great
me.
idea.
Great idea. Turn into a T-Rex.
Wilhelm,
Mhm.
that catapult made of light thing.
Yes.
How many times can you do that?
Let's see what it says in here.
A little bird bee told me 3, so probably 2 more times.
You lost
Okay.
Kristen.
2 more times.
Uh-oh.
Please she'll come back.
Oh.
Give her a second.
Does that do just radiant damage, or is that like concussive force?
It does. Click the two moves will find light. It's radiant damage.
So I'm wondering if we can open the door, fire
Open
this.
the-
I could definitely set it
Siege
up right
weapon.
here outside the door. You could open the door. But here's the thing. Opening a door last time teleported you guys to another place. I was with you. So it was okay. But if it
Well,
opens the door.
I saw light under that door.
Oh,
There's something's over there.
Okay. So
So-
yeah, let's set up the ballista and do that. That could be cool. Or we could go do another trial. Look, whatever you decide, Wilhelm is down.
I think we need to do another trial. I think what's behind the door can wait. I think we need to get these trials done so we can get this treasure.
Let's vote on it.
All right. By show of hands. Oh wait. We have to wait for Granny's asleep. Wake up, Granny. Wake up. Oh, she's awake now. Yeah. Nappy little. No napping.
Hotel Wi-Fi. Hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone who thinks that we should go straight into the tomb, hands up.
I'm just doing whatever Wilhelm.
That's 4.
Vote
Tomb it
for.
is.
Tomb it is. All right.
We voted. We voted on it. I called for a vote and we voted.
Give me a marching
Let's do
order.
it.
Does
Go ahead and
everyone
place
like
your
the,
tokens.
use the catapult thing?
Yeah, Wilhelm would like
Does
to
it have
set
a
up.
name?
Yeah, let me tell you the name. Hold on. Yes, he's got a great name too. Avandras Boone. And he. And he's like,
Okay.
you guys can't see that? No, there's a like pretty little thing, like right here. No, I'll save it. I'll save it. It's not wasted.
Can I do whatever check to like, if I'm suggesting he fire that, will that just advance the destruction of said tower we're in?
You mean with it being radiant instead of like force damage?
Yeah. Like, will it kill the thing that should be dead, or will it accidentally kill us?
No way to know. You don't even know what's in there. You would know that radiant damage doesn't deal significant damage to structures.
Okay, good. That's all I care about. Okay.
Okay. So, go ahead and make sure everybody's token is where it needs to be.
We'll do that.
Brandon's
Input.
usually toward the front, but I'm staying pretty far back. I'm still pretty shooken up from that first trial.
Don't forget,
Um,
these are
I-
10 squares.
Cast haste on Wilhelm.
Okay. Noted. We'll say like you're doing that as the door is being opened since it's only
Yes.
a minute.
Yeah.
All right. Any other preparations to be made?
Is the door frozen shut?
From cursory glance, it appears to be. But
All right.
Velen would know that this one is not.
Okay. Then Ryston just
Yes.
prepares to kick it open.
Okay. All right. So, as Rayston checks with the party, makes sure everyone is ready, and then kicks the door open, you see this chamber has another door set into the far wall. However, standing on either side of the door is a frost giant skeleton wielding a rusty anchor as a weapon. Pinpricks of light in their eye sockets brighten as the door creaks open and they register your presence. And I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Oh,
Ooh, nice.
oh boy.
Wow.
Ooh,
Get
that's
this reveal going.
impressive.
Go. Y'all are now all in the turn order. You should be able to add your turns.
Oh.
Roll for these boys. Oh. Would have been a lot better. What are the modifiers?
I love the tokens you found on for Roll20, by the way, Morgan. Those
Oh
are,
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
Those
are
are great.
beautiful. They
They're very
come from one of the free token packs that I was given. Thank you, Roll20.
Wow.
Find so much use for those. All right, is that everybody in? That looks to be everybody in. So, Zadrin, you cast haste just as a sort of held action. Wilhelm, I'm guessing you have the Radiant Ballista that is Avandra's boon prepared.
Yes.
All right, if you would like to just at the top of the round release that held action, and then we will dive into initiative.
Can I see this skeleton here?
Through the door, you would be able to, since this is 10 feet and these creatures are huge.
Thank you, ma'am. Here it comes. Oof, not great. I need to look up haste in 5e. Does it help me at all? I don't know what it does.
Not on an attack roll.
Okay,
No
cool.
attack roll.
All right, so I got an. Where's my? Oh, on this tab. All right, thank you. A 15.
15 hits.
Yes. Okay. Here comes a lot of stuff.
Oh boy. Yep. It's my own fault. I don't know why
You
I'm
made
saying
this.
that.
You made this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, okay, great. 11, 12, 17 plus 11 is 28 radiant damage.
Damn. Taken full damage. Noted. All right. It sort of reels from the impact, and you see those pinpricks of light brighten and intensify. What else you got? I think you have another attack action if you're hasted.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Can
that
I
would be
do-
your. You ready an action. So since it's a separate action, then no, you wouldn't get it just
Okay.
on the hold.
Cool.
So that brings us to the top of the round proper with Zadrin and Rayston on deck.
I will. Can I see this skeleton, or will I have to move forward some more?
You would need to move forward a little bit.
All right, like 5 feet or a full 10 feet, or like.
You'd probably have to come up on par with Wilhelm, like probably to his right. There you would, or you could go to his left and see the other one.
I want to hit the same one he hit, so
Okay.
I will take my turn and fire twice at this guy.
All right. Do you want a hunter's marker?
I'm concentrating on haste.
That is. Yes, you are. Okay. Don't mind me.
Yeah. That will be a 23 and a 21 to hit.
Yeah, those both hit.
All right, and then. Oh, I can do one thing with my bonus action, though. Got remembering. Planar Warrior, so that my
Okay.
first hit gets extra force damage.
Alrighty.
So the first hit is only 10 points of force damage.
Ooh, force damage.
And then the second one is men, so 7 piercing.
7 piercing.
Yes, magical piercing, so skeletons.
Makes it.
Okay. And that's
All right.
2 hits.
Got it.
Yep. And I'll step back out away from the door. Just.
Alrighty. Rayston, that brings us to you with Osborne on deck.
Rayston fires her bow twice. Is going to go ahead and try and sharpshooter both.
Okay, you ignore cover, so yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a
Sharpshooter
clean
bow.
beat on that one anyway.
That is going to be a 23 to hit on one.
Damn, with the
That's
drop
with
5?
sharpshooter.
Holy shit.
And a 19 to hit on the other one.
Both will hit.
All right, so first shot is gonna deal 23 damage,
Ooh, nice.
Second is going to deal 22.
Okay, it's rough. Those two impacts take it to bloodied and then horribly bloodied. Well, it's a skeleton, so cracked and dusty, I guess. All right, anything else on your turn?
Is this a bonus action? It sure is. Ryston also flicks earring she has on, which begins to glow with a hazel light. I'm activating the Hill rune, which gives me resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
All right. All right, nicely done. That brings us to Osborne with Velen on deck.
You know what? I'm gonna take a movement up in front of Wilhelm too.
Okay.
I've got the resistance, so.
Yep.
Try and make
All right,
myself
Osborne.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have a question, DM.
Mhm.
Each block is 10 feet, right?
Correct.
So if I hook a fireball in there, can I hit both of them?
You can tell me where you want to center it.
Well, I'm just right in between them, I guess. It's a 20-foot sphere for fireball.
Yep, I'm aware.
Okay. Just in the center, I guess. Or, you know, against...
Like
against
right here?
Yeah, like against the wall. You know.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. I mean, if I hit Ryson, then I'll go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. Back wall.
That's why I was asking, because it does
Yeah.
wrap around corners.
He just said he
so
has
back
resistance,
wall.
so... All right. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and... I have a 5th level spell slot, but I don't have any 5th level spells. So when else am I going to do that? So I'm just going to upcast that to 5th freaking level.
Let's go.
And
Alrighty.
here we go.
Mhm.
Well, that's a couple of ones in there. A couple of 6s too, though. So they both need to make a dex saving throw, by the way.
Yep,
DC
I got an
50.
8 and a 12.
They both fail, and they're going to take 34 points of fire damage each.
Dang.
Wow.
That is enough to knock out this one.
Okay.
Just see the flames sort of find their way into the cracks that have already been fissured into the bone, and the whole thing just sort of explodes into bony shrapnel before falling in a heap. This one takes the damage, but it's still looking pretty... No, it's not bloodied yet. Still looking pretty resilient.
Okay, well, I'm not going to move. I'm just going to go, Wilhelm. That's it for me.
Okay, got it. Velen, and then Gran on deck.
I'm impressed that you did more damage with a fireball than a holy siege weapon. From the gods.
Well, 5th level.
Fifth
fireball.
level.
Yeah. And there were a couple of ones in there, though, so, you know.
There's a reason
move up
you
a
target
little
the
bit.
mage first, man. Yeah.
In actuality, I want to get in this like corner thing right here.
Okay.
Press Alt to.
Oh, you can make it specific.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ah, dope. Okay.
Alden taught me that
Yep.
14 times.
How rough does the skeleton look?
He's showing some singeing and charring, but still looks raring to go.
Okay. I'll probably save the very few spell slots I have left and do a firebolt.
All right, roll for it. 10-foot doors. I'm
So
saying it's
natural one. Doesn't matter.
okay. Then quarter cover doesn't matter.
Well, I have smell sniper, so.
Oh, what is it with you guys? All right, yeah, that one does miss. But anything with your bonus action?
I don't think I have anything that can be a bonus action, so I'm good.
All right, then that will bring us to Gran.
All right. Graham is going to cast Moonbeam on this guy. So
Okay.
saving throw.
On save?
Yep. DC 15.
That might make it. What's the modifier? Ooh. I met a 15.
All right.
Damn. Sorry.
That's okay. Still take half as much. Wow, my Wi-Fi's so slow. The die rolling in slow motion on D20.
Ooh.
And this will be at the start of his turn that he takes the damage, correct?
Correct. Yes. Okay, that's still 9 damage.
Okay. Noted. Anything else on your turn?
I have no bonus actions, but I will move forward. And that is my turn.
Okay. That brings us to his turn. So he takes the 9 radiant as he begins his turn there. He will then approach here. So he can get just a nice look at everybody. And I need... Yeah, everyone has a line of sight on them there. Everyone needs to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh,
Add
darn.
4 if you're in my aura.
Rayston, Zadrin, actually just Rayston, add 4. Is it a 10-foot radius or 5-foot?
Can you not see the radius around me?
I can. I just can't remember if we scaled it for the map.
Oh, right. I've got it at 5 feet because it is, that counts as a 10-foot radius. It is a 10-foot radius around.
Okay, then Velen, Zadrin, Rayston all get the bonus.
Wait, what? Do I not get the bonus?
Oh yeah, Grain's right beside him.
Man's right
Oh,
there too.
sorry. The
Yes, sir.
little pop-out menu for the bad guy was covering you.
A likely story.
Now, would you call this a magical effect?
That's a good question. I will say it's more of a because it's Constitution, we'll call it a magical effect. If it was Wisdom, I might say no, but Constitution, yeah.
19.
24.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Wilhelm?
19.
Osborne?
12.
Okay. Osborne, Velen, and Vulcan. You will all fail and take. Just gonna roll this in roll 20 because I don't have as many dice out.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay.
39 points of cold damage.
Okay.
And you
Okay.
are paralyzed until the end of this creature's next turn.
Okay.
What the fuck
Goodness.
kind of skeleton are you?
A blessed one.
I'm action surging next turn.
Wow.
Jesus.
All right.
Velen is looking real rough.
That is his first action. He is going to use, or rather, that's his first attack. The second will be just a standard great axe against
Oh, okay. You can do
Rayston.
that and another thing. Great.
Blessings be upon them. 25 to hit.
Reroll it actually instead.
Oh. Oh.
From, I believe he just from which one? Which thing is that?
Just to hit. Reroll it to hit.
From what?
Yeah, which
What
ability? is that?
ability?
Which ability?
Oh, right. Runic shield.
Snap.
Cool. All right. All right. Do I have to take the reroll, or is it whichever is lower?
You gotta take the reroll. Or wait.
You might want to double check
Yeah.
that.
You gotta take the reroll.
Okay, because the reroll was a natural 20.
I'm starting to feel like that might be the case.
Shit, I'm sorry, dude. So that becomes 6d12.
No,
Balance
Try
in
to
all
get it to
things.
me along with the storm rune, I guess.
Okay, 5, 13, 14, 23, 34, 39, 45 points.
Stop adding
of-
numbers to that.
Sorry, 45 is the total.
Stop! He's already already dead.
And their thing is
Actually,
She's
their
not.
thing is special. Hold on, they do bludgeoning instead of slashing. So 45 points of bludgeoning damage, which I believe you're resistant to right now.
yeah, Ryston just takes it.
Okay. All right, so that becomes what, 22? Perfect. That is his. Yeah. No, he'll stay there so no one else can push into the room. That is his turn, which brings us to Vulcan. You are petrified. What did I say? Paralyzed.
Paralyzed.
So Wilhelm, it is your
I'm
turn.
hasted. So I move up. Draw. Oops, not there. Alt. Use Alt. Come on. Well, then you told everyone that. All right.
We're just talking about how you taught
Yeah,
us this.
I know. All right. And I'm going to do my full attack.
All right. Let's have it.
Here it comes. So many attacks.
Three of
Great.
them. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
24?
Hit.
4. 12 points of damage. Magical. Second attack.
He is bloodied.
Oof. Only a 13.
Ooh, I think that just misses. Yep.
And then a 18.
That hits.
Hits, and I'm going to smite.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is undead.
Oh, yeah. So when you do an extra plus 1d8, an extra. Okay, so 2d8 plus an extra 1 because you're undead. So sweet. Let me mark off the spell slot. Actions. Here comes 13 plus 9 is 22 plus 6 is 28.
28
Radiant.
points. Okay. Still up. Very
That
badly
ends-
damaged, but still
that
up.
ends my turn.
Brings us to Zadrin.
I will just fire my arrows at it, one at a time. So see, since it's so hurt, I don't want to waste an arrow.
Okay, from the door jam and your two allies in the doorway, I'll say he's only going to get quarter cover because he's
Okay.
fucking huge.
All right. Well, planar warrior, so I still get force damage instead of piercing,
Alrighty.
and that I think that misses with a 14.
14 just hits.
Oh, just hits, even with quarter cover.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Well, then second shot at it will be a 22.
That definitely hits.
That
And I'm
will
going to
hit.
add another party inspiration for that honesty.
Yeah.
Not taking
that would
advantage of the
be
DM spaciness.
17 points of force damage.
Ooh. Okay. Wait.
It was the next hit. The planar warrior does whichever the next hit. So it's
Okay.
2d8 plus 6. So, and I rolled a 6 and a 5 plus 6.
Okay. He is barely up. You got anything else?
No, that is all I can do.
That brings us to Rayston. What you got?
Rayston is going to. Yeah, Rayston is going to step back.
Okay. You know what he's gonna do. He's gonna burn his reaction. Ooh, 19 on that one. Damn.
Doesn't hit.
For a total of 28.
Okay, it does actually hit. But I'm going to do another runic shield.
Okay, so that's a reroll.
Yep.
Okay, that brings it to a 14 plus 9 is 28. No. 14 plus 9 is 23.
Still a hit.
Sorry.
It's still a hit. It doesn't.
Okay, sorry.
23.
And that plus 9. Ooh, okay. 6. That is also. No, that's a 9. Okay. Plus. So that's 12. 24 plus 9 is 30. 33, but that's halved for you to 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. So that's fine. That's all right. Ryston is going to go ahead and... No, that's a long rest. I won't do that. I'm gonna... Yeah, just gonna attack. 2 arrows. Sharpshooter. Based on my last couple of attacks, both of those hit. That's a 20 and a 25.
Yep.
So before I take a action surge, I'll roll that damage, which is going to be 26.
Points of
and
damage?
26 on the first attack.
Yeah, how do you want to do this?
Okay. Ryston runs up the door frame, does a sick backflip over Wilhelm's head, gets smashed in the back by the axe in midair, collapses onto the ground, struggles onto her feet, and says, "Fuck you, fuck this," and just shoots him in the face twice.
Perfect. All right. And the arrow just sinks straight into the first eye socket. You see that little pinprick of light start flickering rapidly straight into the other eye socket. And then you watch the whole skull just slowly cleave into before toppling off either side of the spinal column. And then the whole thing just sort of collapses inward in a heap of rattling giant bones. And then the room goes still.
From the
can
ground,
hear a strange
heaving in
walrusy
breath.
chuckle.
From the ground, heaving in breaths, Ryston says, "Can't wait to get something cool for Wilhelm."
I will put a hand on your shoulder and heal you for... Ooh, pretty good. 8, 7, and 17 points of healing with the second level cure wounds.
Thank you, Zadran. That's actually very helpful of you.
After a few moments, those of you that were suffering from paralysis are able to shake off the sort of rigid torpor of your muscles.
Osborne was frozen like this.
Before he unthaws, Wilhelm just looks at him and goes, "Look at you, magnificent."
I'm going to use a potion of greater healing. Because I'm not doing great.
Gran, Wilhelm, and Ryston, real quick, what are your passive investigations?
Yes, that's
Not much.
9.
9.
10.
10! That's what you needed! Okay. Gran, as the bones fell into this heap in the doorway, you heard a very distinct metallic clink. And as everyone starts milling about, healing those that need it, shaking off the effects of that frozen gaze, you spy a shiny silver key sort of tucked under one of the ribs that has fallen onto the floor. And glancing upwards at the door in the back wall, a very elegant keyhole that is covered by a thin coat of ice.
Yeah, sorry. Just real quickly, as like after healing Ryston, I go and just kind of like do my duties over the undead and just make sure there's nothing extra weird with them and make sure they actually go away spiritually.
As you move through the brief funeral rites, you feel that sort of sense of adrenaline, that hair standing on end sensation slowly ebbs as you perform these rites.
Before I lose my moonbeam and this place collapses.
I really quickly, I don't even like consult anybody. I just grab the key and I run towards the obvious keyhole.
I endorse that. My skin's still made of stone for another, 45 seconds.
I am with you, my friend, but I need to go potty.
Okay, well, let's take a really quick break, and when we come back, we will see what is behind the door that Gran pushes open.
Boy,
Viewers, don't go anywhere. This is going to be a really quick break. We will be back in
Really
just
quick.
a second.
Boy, that was meta.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
We love organic. No,
Yeah.
just channel points.
Just
I've
channel.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Frigiphobia. For those of you hanging out in chat, there is currently a poll live to see who thinks this door holds something good and who thinks it holds something bad. So get those votes in, because here we go.
We'll find out.
Gran, as you take the key that you found in that pile of giant bones and push open the icy door, a new chamber is revealed to you. This chamber contains a dead female frost giant encased in a solid block of ice carved to resemble a standing sarcophagus. The block of ice is 25 feet tall, 12 feet wide, and 10 feet thick. Behind the entombed giant, embedded in the north wall, is a door made of ice, though this one stands ajar, and you can see the suggestion of a small chamber behind. The ceiling of this main chamber, however, is carved in the scowling visage of a male frost giant with an icy beard.
I
Everything is
use
still.
divine sense to detect undead.
Okay. You channel your connection with divinity. Nothing registers here.
This is just a grave. Bring in the elf to pray.
I was just about to do that. As I'm like about to enter, my adrenaline sense hair on the back of the neck that I had earlier, did that fade completely? Or
It has
just
faded substantially.
substantially.
And as you take a moment to sort of reflect on the reason that you're in Icewind Dale to begin with, what you were dispatched to do, and wondering at what point will your duties be fulfilled, almost unprompted, a thought crosses your mind, a memory of a confrontation that you had with a particular undead being the remnants of a sacrifice made by one of the townships of Icewind Dale.
Oh,
Yeah. Literally, as you started saying, it's like, oh, it's the Frostlight Walkers. Yay. I gotta clear all those out. Okay. I will come up to the giant block of ice, bow reverently, not touch it, because I'm not going to touch it.
All right.
And just start saying funeral rites in giant for the frost giant.
Okay.
I'm gonna go through the door in the back.
Looks like Wilhelm was already on his way there. Wilhelm, as you circumnavigate this standing sarcophagus of ice that is massive. Again, it's about 20 feet tall, this giantess. And even then, that seems like she is sort of shrunken with the contraction of the ice block. You move around it and peer through the open door into the antechamber and see, leaning against the back wall of this small room, is a formidable weapon. A giant-sized great axe, its steel head resting on the icy floor. Currently, where it stands, it is about 15 feet from where it rests against the stone to the end of the handle propped against the icy wall.
okay. Can we pause for 2 seconds, please? We just got wiped out pretty bad by those two ice giants. Can we recollect thoughts here?
That Walrus is a liar because I could never carry that in one hand. Let me see if I can pick it up.
No, God.
Don't. Wilhelm.
Oh.
Focus up. Focus up.
Wilhelm,
like,
did you grasp
He
it?
turns around as he's like grabbing the axe.
As you grab the handle?
Yeah.
As you do, it's about the same circumference as your rippling biceps.
Yeah.
You can't even close your fingers around it. But as you pause and then glance back to your party, you feel it shrinking under your hand and watch as this magical axe shrinks down to a wieldable great axe for your personage.
Oh,
It is a magical item, so Wilhelm, you would be familiar enough to know that you likely still need to attune to it, but it has made itself wieldable for you.
Okay.
I smack it out of his hand.
But it's so small now. Now I can use it. What are you doing?
Yeah, now you can use it after one of our 6 party spellcasters casts Identify on it, and make sure it's not cursed as shit, Wilhelm. We found it in a tomb, an evil tomb. We found it in an evil giant tomb.
Well, I mean, that's where you usually find magical items in those places. So
I'm
I mean-
telling
Also
you
guarded
people
by
to use
these
some
weird-
self-preservation
It's
instinct.
just normal.
Common
you know.
sense.
No, common sense went out the window when you people started
Common sense is an
started charging
oxymoron.
through tomb raiding.
You know, I'm really hoping we find a wizard's tomb somewhere.
Yeah.
I would love to find Artificer's tomb personally. I
If
agree.
we had found this room 3 weeks ago, everyone would have looked at the axe and said, "Oh, let's take a minute. That's probably cursed." I don't know when we got crazy, but we did. We got
What's
crazy.
we?
Well,
What's this we
it's-
business?
It's too cold to sit around for too long.
Might have been the dinosaur off the tower.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, got
Vulcan,
ideas running.
Yeah.
do you have identify?
No, I do.
Could you please cast it on the axe?
Will you listen to me if and when I cast it? Will you listen to me?
Yes, I'll listen to you.
'Cause I feel like I
Vulcan.
got browbeat back there pretty bad.
Might.
Yeah, well, what did you say earlier?
I had an idea and I was not listened to.
What was
It was
your
a- it was a
idea?
bad
Vulcan?
idea.
What
It was
was
said
now?
split-
No,
party?
it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter what the idea is now.
Oh, the idea was split the party. That's all we're left
My
with,
idea
FYI.
was to do. Do you guys want to listen to me now?
I
Yeah,
thought it was a
we're
good idea at
listening.
the time.
I wanted to do the trials, places coming down, and then we do this.
But we voted on that.
And I
Yeah.
got outvoted because you didn't
Right.
hear why I wanted
Well-
to do that.
He also got outvoted, so I think everyone is sorry. and
Three of
we
us, half dead.
I'm not sorry.
Three of us half dead. Spell slots
I mean-
consumed. Place coming down. I
I
just thought maybe the trials were a bit more
Yeah, I
important.
pick up the axe and then I just start move past him, and I'm like, never mind.
I have ideas
Don't
all
put
the
axe
time.
down. Put
No,
the
it's
axe
fine. He
down.
doesn't
Let
want
him
to
do
do
it,
it, man.
didn't-
It's fine.
I have
This dude was
ideas all the
guarded by
time that no one
skeletons,
listens to.
like giant skeletons. There's
Oh,
I'm not
something.
using another spell.
No one-
I
you know,
only
you
have so
get
many,
used
I'm
to
not
it.
using another.
You're not using another spell slot.
Oh, you want me to take 11 minutes?
Wilhelm
place
is going
coming
to
down.
turn on us and try to eat our bones.
Is
With
there-
the place is
is there
coming
still a
down, you want me to
closed door?
take
You might
11
do that
more
anyway,
minutes?
No.
actually.
The place
there are
is
no closed door
vaguely
left on this one.
wobbly.
Oh, okay.
I don't even want to have this discussion
I mean-
in the tomb of the ice giant warrioress.
I mean,
Then
he's
let's leave
corpse.
the tomb.
he's
that
been
will
dead
come alive.
twice. It's
I
probably
don't
Wilhelm,
want
fine.
it to
as
be
you-
thrice.
As you come to emerge from this wing, you see Ukuma just sort of sitting there in the middle of the floor with her flippers kind of tucked under her big walrusy chin, her whiskers sort of twitching. She is a walrus, but this walrus is very obviously smirking.
What's up, girl? How you doing?
What's up?
Yeah.
Shall we try to endure a little more time together?
Yes, I'm
Indeed.
feeling we should do endurance.
Is
Oh,
no,
endurance.
No, I'm kind of feeling isolation at the moment.
I'm half dead. We're half dead.
That would be
Oh,
nice.
speaking of, I'd like to shoot myself with my healing Eldritch Cannon.
That was a real thing.
You all see Vulcan's Eldritch Cannon in this form that you're not really familiar with, and it just levels its whatever and shoots him.
Ah.
Just a blast of Dayquil.
Ah,
Man, I didn't think it was that serious an argument. It's just I'm gonna shoot myself
Ah.
right here.
You guys didn't want to take a short rest.
Listen,
Now
I
we
was
can.
Place is
up-
coming down. Time is of the essence.
Well, I mean, it has
We got
some
11
cracks in it.
temporary hit points. Now I feel good. Now I want to do endurance.
Do you want to
Maybe I should
cast
do
identify
isolation
on our
because I
friend's cursed
feel
axe?
isolated within my group of friends.
I feel in danger from Wilhelm
He's
until you cast identify.
Don't worry, I had a cursed staff for most of this travel thus far.
it's
Not
true.
Perfectly fine.
She was perfectly fine.
Bran,
Hey,
I
I
want to
remember
point
that.
out that no one is comfortable with that.
No, I was pretty comfortable with it. Grand, I trust her in this.
I had a cursed
No
amulet
one
that was
should
pretty
have
nice.
been comfortable with that.
I had my cursed amulet was pretty nice, and he took it away from me.
have a
I
cursed
don't know
I'm gonna
why
look
I
up.
decided that you guys were safe to travel with.
I
I don't know why that was a good idea on my part.
No,
did
it's
you
one
ever
of your
decide
more
that?
foolish ideas, honestly. Yeah. All right.
I believe I can see the ceiling splitting as we chat.
You
To
can.
endurance,
You
then.
for sure can't.
How do you want to?
I feel
Yes.
isolated. I want to do isolation.
I agree.
Are we really not
Thematic.
casting Identify on the axe?
The only person that can do it is Vulcan, and he's pouting. So no.
I
Found
don't
it.
Could remove
I can't,
curse.
I can't do
I'm,
it.
I'm upset.
I
Nobody
can just
apologized.
do that.
No.
Oh.
No one.
All for the isolation trial?
I'm
Where's
not voting again. I'm not voting.
Why are you not you got outvoted last time.
Because nobody listened to me.
Democracy's all
Nobody
well
you
and
didn't
good,
let me
but
talk
no
about
one
what
votes
I
with you,
wanted.
guess.
No, you barreled over me and you outvoted me. I'm not voting again.
We barreled over you and outvoted you.
I also
We just outvoted you, Vulcan.
No, barreled over.
I didn't even raise my hand for the tomb. I didn't want to
I agreed with you, Vulcan. I did.
You know what? Why don't we just do cruelty?
Um,
I
No,
can do
I
cruelty.
want
Okay.
to be isolated right now. I
I have a
want to be
proposition.
isolated.
I have a proposition. Vulcan, if you do not want to waste the time to do identify, we don't know if there's a curse on the Great Axe. I can just remove.
He
Any
doesn't even
curse?
care if there's a curse on it. He doesn't even
It's
care.
just
What's
like
the
a.
point?
He
I can
doesn't.
just touch it, remove curse.
Okay.
You know.
Thank you, Valen.
Okay, boom.
Very
If it's
nice,
cursed-
very
If
reasonable.
it's cursed, it's not cursed.
I can tell you're not pouting, Valen, and I appreciate that. Yes, thank you. Here you go.
This
Oh.
is what it really boils down to.
Very
Because
mature
I'm the
of
kid.
you.
I'm the kid of the
Cast
group. You guys
remove
don't want to
curse
listen
on
to
the
me. I
axe.
ain't got no good ideas.
Yeah.
Now
How old are you,
the rest of
Vulcan?
you.
Vulcan, how old are you?
4 years young.
Oh, when somebody asks you that, you know it's gonna be bad.
Okay, yeah, I am fully 1 year older than you, so that makes
Oh.
perfect sense.
My point still stands.
It doesn't. It never did, and it doesn't.
We
Vulcan, I want everyone voice in
Oh.
the group.
Gran, you
Yeah,
decide where we
voted.
go next, please. Thank you.
No one's listening to you.
I'm just gonna follow Gran.
Yeah, Gran, whichever way you go, we follow you.
Okay, we are going to endurance next.
Oh.
I will be doing it by myself or with the party that I enjoy and care for so much.
All right.
And I'm gonna walk towards the door.
We follow Gran.
I care.
Yeah, I follow Gran.
So I lied about the remove curse. I just read it.
Of course.
Look, that doesn't matter because you know what? Wilhelm trusts you
Removing-
implicitly.
if
He
it's
doesn't
a-
know.
if
We're all gonna die.
If it's a cursed magic item, the curse remains. It breaks attunement to it. So
Wilhelm is going
the
to chop all of
creature
my
is not
heads
affected
off in
by
our sleep.
curse.
But I haven't
Hey.
attuned to it yet, so you're fine.
It doesn't make any difference, so let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Gran, you go to the passage for the test of endurance. You go to the door and open it, I presume?
Yes.
Okay. As you do, once more your surroundings vanish in a flurry of snow and ice. When your vision clears, you find yourself in a raging snowstorm, standing at the edge of a wretched tribe's camp in the process of being dismantled. You see nomads working feverishly to tear down their tents and pack them onto dog sleds. A few of them spot you and brandish their weapons. A tall figure standing among them calls out, "We shall not lie down and die for your pleasure, emissaries of Auril. Be gone, vultures!" And as you take stock of one another, you all see, Griffin, if you want to give an example here, that each of you has a halo of white-blue light in the form of a snowflake, much like what Griffin looks like now.
Ah.
So
That's
that
perfect.
is the greeting you are met with. The wind is whipping about you. Flakes of snow easily the size of your palm, sort of brushing against your cheeks and blinding you as they catch in your eyelashes. You see these people working feverishly, except for those that are now wielding spears or staffs, warily eyeing your presence. What would you like to do?
Greetings. I know we look very scary right now, but I figure you guys are trying to endure something, and it's very important that we help you do so.
You see the tall figure that addressed you step closer, heavily bundled up in furs and hide, most of the faces hidden within a hood that is sort of drawn taut. You can make out humanoid features, sort of a darker, ruddy complexion, and then just very intense dark eyes that stare out from under frost-encrusted brows at you. Sort of glances to either side at the two individuals just behind him. Keeps his spear in hand, but sort of lowers it to his side. You are clearly servants of Auril. We see her sign upon you. What is your purpose here?
We have to pass this trial in order to steal something from her, or maybe just get killed by her. Who knows? But anyways, we have to help you. What are you guys doing?
We're preparing to move. The elk are on the path, and we must follow if we want to keep ourselves fed.
Ah, follow. So we have to help you follow, or we have to follow you.
I don't know what you need to do. I don't know.
I don't want to hurt you, and if you don't hurt me, then we can just be cool. Does that sound cool?
Give me a persuasion check.
Yes.
I wanna do a help action by nodding happily.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just taking in the surroundings of like what's going on.
Does he give me what does the help action give me?
Advantage.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Well, in that case, it's 18.
Hey, all right.
18. There's very obvious bewilderment on his features, but you can hear another individual from further in the encampment calling out, King Jarrand, we're about ready to go, waiting on your signal. He gives sort of a huff of impatience, glances back to your party. I don't know what it is that you need to accomplish here. Stay out of the way, help where it's needed, earn your keep. We'll discuss more when we stop for our next rest.
He looks
He
back at
turns
his
his
party.
back on you. Turns his back on you, goes back to his duties, helping some of the other members of the tribe with lashing down supplies to dog sleds, bundling up very massive rolls of canvas used for their tents. You can see that the two individuals that were flanking him also go back to one of the nearby sleds they were working on, but keep their gazes trained on you as you approach the camp.
Sure. I will ask which way are the elk heading?
As you ask that in common, you can see from not too far off a sort of elderly woman who seems less bothered by the cold. She has her hood down, just a very thick, wiry mane of gray hair in two braids down the fronts of her shoulders, just lifts a gnarled hand and points in a mostly northeastward direction.
Okay. Let's see.
As you all begin to sort of splay into this camp, you can see Gran and maybe Wilhelm, but certainly Gran would recognize some iconography of the elk tribe of Rigid nomads. They are known for this nomadic lifestyle of following the herds of elk to keep themselves sustained, even though it means often crossing across some of the most treacherous terrain in the Dale.
I will just point out that as part of my favorite terrain feature, and since it's the Arctic and mountains, allies and I are not slowed by difficult terrain and can't get lost except by magic.
Noted.
Yeah. I'm just gonna try and keep my bearings as much as possible through this storm. Yeah.
Most of you, besides Gran, stick out like a sore thumb here. Most of the individuals present are clothed in nothing but hides and furs. Those of you that have more pigmented robes or fine cloaks or glittering shields definitely get a few stray stares, but everyone is in a flurry of movement, and after only a few minutes have passed, you see sleds that have dog teams strapped to them begin to shift, sliding in the direction that the old woman had gestured, and you hear a chorus of whistles go up from the assembled individuals. Immediately, they begin hopping on sleds. Those that don't have them take up places besides wagons that are pulled by beasts of burden. You don't see any fine horses here. You see a couple of elks themselves that seem like they've been domesticated, the occasional mule, even an owlbear that seems older, grizzled, and heavily domesticated. but mostly dogs, and everyone is currently preparing to move out.
Raistin
So-
goes to hang out with the dogs.
Okay, yeah, they'll certainly allow you to as long as you don't delay them.
Help out
So
around
as
there.
you fall in step with the group, again, there's the blistering, raging snowstorm around you. It's hard to really hold communication. All you can do is try to keep up. So, this is where we will begin the grueling march in the trial of endurance. The blizzard itself is raging. So, this is where I need my notes that I've prepared. Is there anything anyone wants to accomplish or try to do to make the march easier for themselves, or the group as a whole, or the tribe as a whole, as you embark in the wake of the elk?
I'm gonna put my-
Zadra, what was that?
Snowshoes.
Okay, well, you have some for you.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah,
remind everyone
changing
else
into
about
those.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
that's
and-
also what I was gonna say. So
Okay.
Perfect. You all have them. Even Osborne, who got his snowshoes junior.
What do you mean, even Osborne?
They're so
Lethal.
small. They're for children. Yeah.
Lethal snowshoes.
He bought him at the junior store. Sure,
Okay.
doesn't make them
Anybody
any
else?
less.
Is there anyone in the group, like the whole group, not just ours, that feels like they're slower than we are in general, like lagging everyone else behind?
It seems that the method of travel here is a fine-tuned machine for this tribe. Those individuals that would be the slowest, the elderly, the young, the feeble or wounded, are the ones that are loaded onto or riding carts or sleds. So it seems like a pretty uniform speed, but there is always the slowest person that you would be able to find after enough investigation.
Am I slower than them? I'm going
That's
to.
a good question.
Like, I'm wondering if we're the weak link, or if we can help, like, help the weakest link.
Let's do this. Let's have a group athletics check.
let's not.
I will say the fact that you're all wearing snowshoes is going to help the DC.
16.
Less 18 plus
Okay.
0.
Good roll.
Yeah.
Wilhelm?
24.
Vulcan?
Out there, I'm doing isolation.
You didn't come with... Well, you would have been brought with the party.
I would have brought the party. I wanted to
Yeah.
pout.
Sorry. Everyone was teleported.
Just
But you can
metagaming
certainly
to make
still
it
be sort of-
harder for everyone.
Hanging
Not
to the back.
metagaming. Don't say that. That's not true. I rolled a 4.
Gran, what'd you get?
10.
10? And then... Who did I not get? Osborne? Did I get you? Osborne, what'd you get?
What'd you get? A 4 as
Good.
well.
Hey,
Vulcan
2
and
4s, a
Osborne.
10, and then a lot of higher rolls. So as a group, you can keep pace with the tribe.
So it seems like they don't need a whole lot of help from us if we're like trying to keep up with them.
Exactly.
So instead I will keen mind, always know which way is north. If there's any sense of I'll basically just be like assisting. I know we can't get lost or whatever, but contribute my capacity for knowledge of direction and time of day to help with guidance. If there's ever we're slowing down a little bit, hopefully I can pitch in.
Okay, noted.
I'm
Who
gonna
else?
actually. I'm not. I'm gonna put my shoes back in my pack. I think I'm gonna wild shape. I think I'm gonna take this as a dire wolf and try and help
Okay.
the speed and the carrying and stuff like that.
Ooh, let me
Can I
check
find-
something.
Dire wolf now because I'm a high enough level.
They might be afraid of you. Might want to turn into an elk. They're the elk tribe.
Real quick,
Might get shot.
Kristen, read your wild shape feature and tell me if it is considered a magical effect.
You got it.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. As an action, you can magically assume.
No.
You roll your shoulders, anticipating that sort of visceral jolt of physicality. Nothing happens.
It's okay. I hobble to put my shoes back on and try and catch up with everyone that's moving.
I keep
Offering-
track of Gran, yeah.
I'm offering to carry heavy things for the group, including the travelers. Anybody that looks like they're struggling getting anything heavy lifted, Wilhelm attends to.
Got it. Rayston, anything from you?
I don't have anything even vaguely helpful. I try to keep everyone's spirits up.
That can help.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could do that. Let's
I
see.
do my type 5.
Okay. Osborne, you can lend your bardic skills to that endeavor.
What are we doing? We're like running.
A brisk march.
Ooh, let's sing a marching song. Let's sing a humorous marching song.
I'm
I'm
sure
scared of
he'll
what talking
love
about
Girl
that.
Osborne's
was
mouth.
fighting for.
Yeah, I'll lend a help action for that. Yeah.
The elves go marching one by
All right,
one.
I guess I'm rolling a performance check. That's fine. Huh. 20.
Okay.
My
You
performance isn't very good.
you fall into one of the proper tempo songs that you know. Osborne chiming in to assist with his musicality. You get some gestures to lower the volume because again you were tracking animals, but you do see that the gait of a lot of the individuals around you that are able to hear in the blustering wind at the suppressed volume seems to have a little more of a bounce to it. They definitely seem to be appreciative of it. So, party, with all of that in mind, your trek continues. The early morning light breaking over the frigid glacier, the blizzard never abating. An hour passes. You begin to feel the ache in your muscles, the burn in your calves of stepping over snow. A second hour passes. Your breath is becoming a bit ragged. You feel the burn in your lungs.
Stop
A
singing.
third. A third. A fourth hour. You begin to heave for breath, feeling like the blizzard itself is fighting your progress. At the 9th hour, your physicality begins to wither. And I need everyone to give me a constitution saving throw.
Everyone who's near close to me, add 4.
Ooh, I would like to use the party inspiration
Alrighty.
for to replace a natural one.
Alright.
That dice, if that's all right with the party, since they are parties.
I don't want to have to drag you.
Okay. Okay, that's much better.
Okay.
All right, that's gonna be.
Let's do this. Is anybody below an 11? No.
I
Okay.
rolled very poorly, but no.
Perfect.
I got a 20 total.
I got 13.
I got a 21.
Hey,
Keep
right.
channeling that. Keep channeling
Yeah.
that.
Oh
energy.
boy.
Hour 10. I need another constitution saving throw.
Good.
Oh, baby.
How long we got?
Oh,
How long we
there we
got?
go, there we go.
I still failed that one again
18 that time.
with an 8.
Who got less than a 12?
Oh, 17, baby.
No!
Well,
Did you add
Zadrian?
4? Did you add 4?
Oh no, I did not add 4, so it is exactly a 12.
Is he near me? You can make him not near me. It's up to you.
I'm sticking
No.
with our party, so
You tell me, Zadrin.
I wanted to thinking about this. I wanted to stick with our party because I know that these are experts in their own land, so I wasn't
Mhm.
going to lend them specific help
Yeah.
anyway to track. I was just going to make
Okay.
sure our party members keep track of them and make sure
Help.
we don't get lost.
Help them
with
city
us.
folk. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
like in character, we do all know that Wilhelm's aura bolsters us and helps keep us strong. So
You always feel good around them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no one under
Yeah.
12 then.
No.
Oh.
All right. Hour 13. I need another Constitution save. Oh, I'm sorry. Hour 11. We just said 11.
Oh,
This is 10, yeah.
Let's go. God.
Let's go. Wah, wah,
It is a test of endurance.
wah. Wah, 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 wah.
Anyone below a 13?
16.
Vellum, what'd you get?
21.
I got a
Oh,
20,
Velen.
22.
Damn, Velen.
Damn.
Wilhelm's like lagging behind Velen, like, oh, hold on, what? You know, I'm holding heavy armor. It's not what it looks like. Oh.
I thought the kobolds carried your bags.
She's doing
Graham,
it all
what did you
herself.
get?
20.
Okay. They're pretty good. Hour 12. Another save, please.
Damn it.
Is
Banger. I can't lose. I can't lose.
I think I lost this one by 1.
Raistin hits her second win.
What'd you get,
18.
Zadrin?
13. I'm assuming it's 14. It's going up by 1.
Well, it
feel-
was.
Yeah.
oh,
It was.
oh,
So
no.
now it's much higher. Yeah. Okay.
Did anyone get below a 15?
15.
I'm gonna use I forgot what it's called. Flash of Genius.
Okay, what does that do?
It gives somebody a +4 to their saving throw.
Okay, who
Ariel.
are you choosing?
I'm choosing the guy that failed.
Gran also. failed.
Grand.
Oh,
The gal that
I don't know
failed.
who failed harder. I don't know.
Doesn't make. You wouldn't know. You see Graham
I
and Zadrin
see.
beginning to falter.
I give it to Grant.
Graham, what does that
feeling-
bring your total to?
Yeah.
8.
Okay.
8?
That becomes
No,
six,
never
seven.
mind.
18.
I give it to you.
18.
Wait.
18. She said 18.
Oh, 18. Okay.
Alright, so
Feeling the cold trying to cut in, and exhaustion trying to cut in. Is it more exhaustion or the cold?
both.
Both. Going against hope, knowing that wild shape didn't work, and not knowing exactly how wild shape works, I'm going to try and cast absorb elements on myself to try and
Okay.
and that just I choose an elemental effect, so cold, and I get resistance. Granted, it's for the first attack, and I've never really used this ability because we haven't really done this. So I'm trying to be just bolster my fortitude against the cold, even though just a little bit.
So you would know from
Yeah.
having used the spell if it's just an instantaneous effect like that.
Okay.
It probably wouldn't help you here.
Okay.
If you want to try it anyway, you would need to mark the spell slot, but there would be no effect.
Okay. Yeah. Haven't really used it at all in this campaign. But yeah, no, having it there since the beginning, I'll probably know it anyway. So yeah, no,
Okay.
it is just the one round effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are beginning to lag behind the rest of the tribe. Hour 13. I need another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, buddy.
The light is beginning to fade as you press into
Oh
evening.
God.
For the marbles. For the marbles.
Is anyone else scared? I'm like
Oh
nervous.
no.
Oh, Zadrin, by the way,
Exhaustion.
take your first level of exhaustion.
Yeah. I just-
How
Yeah,
is the
I
tri-
just failed.
I'm gonna
Uh,
use another flash of genius on myself. Give
Okay.
myself a 19.
A 19? Okay. Who got below a 17?
Oh,
Just
God.
hold your hand up for me. Zadrin, Wilhelm,
Yeah, my dice aren't
Osborne,
liking me right now with skill checks.
Rayston.
They're disadvantaged too.
20 coming in clutch.
Yeah.
Okay. Zadrin, Wilhelm, Osborne, and Rayston, you all take a point of exhaustion.
Okay. Doesn't that mean we get disadvantage to saving throws?
Yes.
Yep.
Just ability checks.
Or just ability checks.
Ability checks. So, yeah.
For your first level.
Soon.
Uh,
Soon. You'll get there.
We'll get there.
Don't worry.
Come on,
I think I'm
Come on,
there
baby.
on that.
As
And then
night begins
Wilhelm
to
will
fall,
go crazy and kill us all.
as night begins to fall and the temperature continues to drop, the blizzard unrelenting. Hour 14. I need another Constitution saving throw.
Oh my
Come on,
God.
baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. No whammies, baby.
Oh yes,
Hmm.
22. No,
it's not.
yeah, it's because
not
of
gonna be
not
enough.
24.
Who got below a 20?
So
Wilhelm
I
Dunn?
don't. Can I use bardic inspiration? It says can
Does
be
it say
added.
saving throws?
It says yeah.
Yeah,
You
I'll
can add it
allow
to an
It would
ability
be-
check, attack roll, or saving throw. This can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome. I kind of know the outcome though, so it's up to you, DM.
I kind of know that.
Yeah,
Up to you.
it's a thing you roll, right?
No,
It's
I
not
just
an automatic bonus.
they roll it. Yeah, whoever I give it to,
You can do it. Yeah,
I'll give it to my friend Wilhelm.
we'll leave it up to the fates.
It's a
is
D6.
it a D6?
Yeah,
Oh.
D6.
Oh no! Wait, what's the DC?
You don't know.
You said 20. Okay. So I had a 17. I rolled a 4 on the 6.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I was like, I need to roll 3 or higher.
You just mark
This
that
is
off.
not good.
Okay. Then that becomes a success as you, in the 14th hour of travel, at this point, you've lagged enough behind the rest of the tribe that they are barely still in your field of view through this blizzard. At this point, easily 50 feet ahead of you. But then they draw closer. As you continue to struggle against the blizzard, you see that they have stopped to settle their encampment, and you are able to catch up with them. As the 14th hour concludes, we have Zadrin with 2 levels of exhaustion, Wilhelm with 1, Osborne with 1, Rayston with 1, and Velen with 1. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. As you rejoin the tribe, you hear King Jarund call out the order to make up camp. You see the reverse of the process they were in when you discovered this tribe, as tents are unpacked. The encampment has begun to strike up, and you all notice that the glittering snowflake mantles that you've all carried begin to crack and dissolve, and you feel that same almost sort of sickening tug in your gut. And a moment later, the blistering wind stops, and you feel yourself in the still cold, but still air inside the Fortress of Grimskaya as you complete the Trial of Endurance.
Oh boy.
The levels of exhaustion stay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. That is...
Whew. Yeah, that second natural one was killer.
Yeah, you're rolling great tonight, Zadrin.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by Velen. You're
Yeah.
supposed to be a squishy.
It was like a
I was
22. I'm like, hell yeah.
so nervous. because
I had
it
it.
kept- I didn't roll under a 15 until that last one. And I do have like +3 to Constitution. It's not nothing. Because she has like absurd hit points, based off of like the original like stat block.
Mhm.
As we like come out of or come back into the like snowflake area,
Mhm.
for flavor, she, despite the successful checks for the most part, will like collapse on the ground just because she's old. And after a moment, she will pull out something she has been holding on to for the entirety of her being with you. She will pulls out this like ebony flask that has like a skull shaped stopper on it, and she will pop it off, take a quick swig, close it, and you can see like some of the like wrinkles and stuff. They look not quite so deep. She will go, okay, one of you, this only has one more use for today. It's a bit of a risk. However, if anyone needs a long rest right now, at the cost of 1 point of exhaustion, this is how you do it.
So you
We get
gain a
it.
point of exhaustion?
You gain a point of exhaustion, and a long rest happens as you drink it. And I will take my second point of exhaustion because I need a long rest, and I don't think we're gonna do one.
I would have said we were for sure going to do one.
Yeah. Like, maybe we would have been like, whoa, 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 whoa. You don't think so?
I look up at the ceiling.
How's the ceiling look?
Give me a perception check.
I roll a disadvantage now.
I don't.
Same.
Natural 1 then.
Roll
that would
18.
be
Disadvantage if you have 1 or more points of exhaustion.
11. Because I rolled a 5. And a 6. But 5, yeah.
There's cracks.
Yeah, I bet there's more cracks.
I got a 12. Ozzy will look up.
There's cracks.
More
He didn't look
cracks.
up the
That
first
is a
time.
25 for me
So.
on that perception check.
There are more cracks, Rayston. They're still fine and kind of hairline cracks. What you notice more troublesome is that some of the blocks that make up the ice wall of this tower are now protruding or recessed slightly in their places. The walls no longer flush. And you can see some of them have that sort of cloudy white interior to the ice, much like ice under pressure.
Believe I can make it without your potion you're so graciously offering, but I would love to get rid of some of these rankles though. What is this that you use there?
I will real quick repeat the same experiment I did previously with the bird, because if we've been traveling for 14 hours, does the sky reflect it that we've been doing that? Or because at this point it'd probably be a huge difference.
Bless you. Yes, so as your familiar goes and takes a gander around the Tower of Grimskaya, the sun is a little bit higher over the horizon than it was, but in the opposite direction. It seems that there is definitely commiserate passage of time here, even if it's not a perfect correspondence to what happens in the trials.
Okay. So time is still passing, even if it's maybe not necessarily at the same rate.
Yeah, you've gone
does it
from
seem
what
like it-
was very early morning to pressing into mid-evening.
All right,
About
Wilhelm.
14 hours.
All right, Wilhelm. Pick up that bloody great big weapon of yours and your new axe, and let's get moving.
Okay.
All right, as you all begin to spill out of this wing of Grimskaya, it's very quiet.
Yeah.
Very
Wait a
still.
minute.
The water sleeve.
Water rush.
Kuma is nowhere to be seen.
I can't.
Water rush.
It's a bad
What?
sign.
That is a bad sign.
I'm not sure if this makes me want to do another trial quickly or leave the tower altogether.
This is okay. I will fully admit that I have been, a little bit shouty today.
Nah, what are you talking about? No, you've been good. You've been good, man. Yeah.
As opposed to-
you saying that doesn't really have the same weight as someone else in the party saying it would,
Oh, no.
as far as shoutiness
You're
goes.
fine. Oh, you're fine.
You see what I... Okay. Anyway, the point is that we have on our hands a choice with which I am not super personally familiar. But the choice seems obvious either way. We either can stay in a collapsing building, performing trials for a recently killed god, and hoping that we can get done with all of them before we are buried by a falling tower. Or we can... Oh, also, the trials are horribly dangerous, trying, and certainly deadly, should we fail them. Badly enough, I suppose. We could definitely have been killed by that madman in the snow village, or by the blizzard. It could have happened. I think that continuing to exhaust and harm ourselves attempting to complete these trials in a speedy fashion would be remarkably stupid of us. And that the only real course of action we have here is to, at the very least, leave the fortress, try and get a rest outside, and see if it's still standing in the morning. If that is... Because, Velen, we're here to get to Codicil. We are relatively certain it's in there. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
It's the treasure of the Frost Maiden. If we stand guard at the entrance of the fortress, we will be able to see if someone comes in to try to take it. We will be able to see the progress of the collapse. It would be a lot safer and a lot better for everyone than just plowing forward and potentially dying in a fight with some kind of giant snow bear, or falling into a frigid ocean and dying, or getting lost in the tundra and freezing to death, or any of the other terrifying things that could happen in the tests of, I would remind everyone, isolation and cruelty, which are the two we have remaining. I think our best case scenario at this point is that some of those Frost Maiden followers come and try to save the Codicil before the fortress collapses, and we just kill them and take it. That's currently option one, in my mind. We just cannot hold up to repeated Frost Maiden trials at this point, I don't think, and to attempt it would be nigh on suicidal.
You may believe this to be foolhardy, but I chose you all as I'm placing both trust in your capabilities, your feats of heroism that I saw previously, and our capability of achieving both your goals and mine. You may seem this as suicidal, but if the chance is that we are safer by potentially not obtaining the Codicil of White, I'm comfortable with taking risks. I hope you all signed on because you are also capable of taking those same risks. So far, we've managed to handle both 2 trials, killing 2 skeletal frost giants, as well as, I guess, another suicidal frost giant upstairs. There's 2 more trials. We have healers. I have all my spells. I'm willing to bet that we could handle it.
I cannot heal anymore. I have nothing left.
I have plenty of healing, and I have no levels of exhaustion, and I could always take that gorgeous anti-wrinkle serum if I really needed it.
Do we still have the scroll of mass healing?
You also have a scroll of mass cure wounds, yes.
Yeah, that. So it's a risk. However, I did not join the Brotherhood to play it safe. We're here to test our mettle. We're here to try and obtain access to the city of Yithrin, an ancient city with potential wonders humanity has not yet seen before. To risk not being able to go there because we're worried that stone might fall on some of the greatest adventurers I've ever known, that seems foolhardy to me.
I can't help but to agree with what Rayston is saying, but at the same time, I have watched every single month a person be sentenced out into the wasteland because this woman has cast peril on 10 towns. And yeah, we defeated her. We did what we needed to do, but I want to rob her of everything. Everything.
I'm a grand.
It means that I die trying. Then I die trying.
I'm still
a little bit of
salty
different
about
energy than I was going for, but I like it.
Velen, I honestly, I think you're doing me a disservice. I'm not afraid that we might die. That's not the point. I think that our best chance of actually passing the trials and getting the codicil is to tackle them when we have the strength to do it.
You know, I have healing spells too. I don't know why I keep getting left out of that.
Sorry, Ozzy, they're not this powerful.
I don't think
never
you've
seen
ever
you cast
cast
one. No, that is
We've
insane.
been traveling
Really?
for
You can
like
do that?
3 weeks.
Yeah,
and
it's about to say, it's
cast
never come
one a
up.
You can
single
only
time.
cast fire spells. You're lying. You're lying.
So that's probably
In fact,
why,
I'm gonna cast one on
Oswald, if you
myself
had to-
right
if I had
now.
to make a guess, I would say
Oh
that
my
was
god,
why.
he just did it. Look at that.
Okay.
Unbelievable. You've been holding
I have
out,
a
man.
question for you, Velen. That codicil of
That's
white,
better.
what else does it contain?
I know not. Potentially other spells, potentially as well rituals and other important things to followers of Auril that are not that important to me. I know it has the ability to open the access to Yithrin. If it contains anything else, it's only a bonus. And that is the only way to access Yithrin. My prize, my goal, everything.
Do you think it has a way, or to further understand the Frost Light Walkers, or wait, what? Frost Light Walkers, right?
Cold Light Walkers.
Cold Light Walkers. I knew it's some-
DM question mark?
Yeah.
I have the Professor Orb.
You-
Does
you
that have
wouldn't-
any?
Professor Orb might know. So what exactly is the question, Zadwin?
Does the Codicil of White have a way that could lead to getting rid of expelling, that's the word, the Cold Light Walkers, just either getting the people back, killing them quickly, some way to weaken them, something, because that's my next task from the Raven Queen, is to get rid of all of our servants, like the Cold Light Walkers.
Velen, give me a history check, and if you're already proficient, double your proficiency modifier.
Am I allowed to know what the DC is? Because without rolling, it's 16.
Well, the DC really just whatever you roll determines how much he knows.
Oh, gotcha.
So, with a 16,
Well, that's without any rolling. That's just modifier, proficiency bonus, well, everything.
you have a plus 16.
Well, so I have +8 is the bonus that's next to history.
Okay.
I don't know how much of that is actually proficiency now.
What is your proficiency modifier up at the top?
Okay.
So take your plus on history,
Yeah.
take your proficiency modifier. Yeah.
12, not 16.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Still
So
pretty good.
roll plus
Yeah,
12.
Roll that dice.
Add 4 to that, so 18. Or
18
no, so
total?
16.
Yeah,
That's
16.
I said it right. I rolled a 4 to make up for the thing. You get it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Something in the high teens.
Mhm.
Professor Scant would know that the codicil itself, while it is a treasure of Auril, it's not necessarily a tool of hers. It wouldn't have any direct sway over Cold Light Walkers, but it does open the door to Yithrin, which hides who knows what kind of magic and ability there. Could be a weapon or a tool, something within that could potentially be used to banish the Cold Light Walkers as a whole. But he then just sort of starts rambling into hypotheticals that have no real bearing on your question. So it's a big maybe.
Yeah, maybe. It's not no.
Sorry, I have to leave.
Okay. Yeah, we're right at time anyway. So we'll wrap it up here for we'll wrap it up here for tonight. There's a lot of questions to answer anyway before we decide what's next. So viewers, make sure you join us next week for the next installment to see what the party decides to do and how events unfold based upon that decision. Thank you, Roll20, for continuing to support the stream. Players, thank you so much for playing. Chat, thank you so much for hanging out. Also, don't forget, we are now streaming our new campaign, Endless Midnight Genesis, on Monday evenings at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Between now and February 7th, these Monday sessions will be the player characters' session zeros, as they are introduced to the setting and the world that James has concocted in the land of Scythia. And then after the 7th, we will all join as a campaign as a whole and begin our adventure together. The sessions will all be released in podcast format a couple of weeks after their Twitch debut. So as always, follow us on Twitter at Goblin Neon to stay up to date on all of the programming updates related to that campaign, as well as more news about the podcasts as they come out. Yeah. Anything else, James?
No, I would just like to say that I think we should do whatever Vulcan wants to do.
Wow, thank you. Like a breath of fresh air.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful evening. We will see y'all next week. Everybody enjoy your weekend and take care. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching.